Ladies and gentlemen, from the western part of the African portion of the Atlas, specifically the city of Lagos, Nigeria, this is the road to Loma. My name is Nkasi Chukwu, and I'm your host as always. It's been an exciting journey, tons of episodes. We've talked to several professionals within the outdoor industry. People have shared their insights, giving us their own perspective to this award that we have coming up, and it's been pretty exciting. I mean, if somehow you're just stumbling on this video for the first time, please pause, search, find episodes 1 through to 4, then we'll pick this up later. But if you've been watching this all along, please relax, sip something. It's about to get very serious because I have 2 people in the studio with me today. One person who you've seen before, so we don't really send him as much. Somebody else who you've not seen before, and we're excited to meet. So first and foremost, let's just start with the guy who wants to get rid of. Kingsley, how's it going?
So now me and I'll come up for this.
We have to pack you out some way, somehow.
Because finally, nobody this.
This will take you out of industry.
That's good. So thank you everyone for having me once more. And I think this is the last episode.
All good things come to an
I
end.
started it and I'm closing it out.
Look, let's just say that it's been an interesting journey. But yeah, thank you, Kingsley. Also, we have
Olamide, Ojewumi, Business Development Manager, Primedia.
See how busy it is. Typically, what we do is people just say their names first, then we introduce ourselves. But Olamide is like, look, anybody got time for that? I'll let you know who I am, exactly what I do, and that's perfect because that's the energy we're here for. Olamide, how's it going?
Fine, thank you. It's good to have you here.
You see the beauty of it, but it's good to be here. Let me just put it that way. But it's been an interesting journey for us here. You know, we've had tons of conversations. We talked about the award. In your opinion, what are you most excited about when you think about Loma?
It's the first time it's happening.
Oh, all right.
I'm proud.
Oh, energy. I like it.
That's the truth.
Yes, we've had, couple of different awards. APCON, they will do their own. You see Brandcom come for this. But for out of home, I think I'm really proud about the initiative behind this.
I know Kingsley is here, but I'll say thank you very much on behalf of the OH Academy. It's great to get the feedback that we're getting. Yeah, because everyone can imagine, it's not been an easy journey. It's not been easy piecing this together, but the work has been done. The pipes have been laid, by laying the tracks is just to have the train, run through at this point. And I think that off the back of that, the very first question I'm going to ask is to Kingsley, and I'll say, we're a few days away from the event, right? It's really literally just around the corner. What are people supposed to expect? We've been shouting it since 29th September, 29th about the 29th. So what can we expect from Loma?
It's loaded.
Loma loaded.
Loma. Now the truth is, I let them not us spill the news. Right? But what it is that you see this award, right? I know it's the maiden edition. We're giving our shot, the best of our short tweets, and we've tried everything we can to make it, like I still say, credible, transparent, and we want to make sure that this is maintained over the years. Before I forget, let me mention, in the first episode, I tried to explain some certain things. Right, let me explain to you that what we want to do, which is a recommendation of one of our guys in the industries, we're going to set a standard for the next edition. So what it means that we need to put the industry on their toes on what we expect them to do next year. So on that day, we'll tell them what we want them to do, which is the big award of the next edition. And that is what we're going to do. But what I expect to tell everybody is that we have a ton of sponsors and supporters from all the kind of industry, from global space to our local market, and everybody is giving us the support they can. Even though this is the maiden edition and we got this set of support, I said thank you to everyone. That's why I can say thank you to everyone. And what we're promising you is that the credibility and transparency that we're trying to drive to make sure that anybody who is receiving an award on that day, that is based on merit. Again, I'm repeating it today again, that anything you receive, whether first position, second position, or nomination, know that it is something you merit.
Yeah.
Even if you get second position, doesn't mean that it's based on what the vote looks like, but we want to make sure that it's people's decision to make. The judges make the decision, the votes, by the time we combine everything, we come out at the final results. And that is why I say, you're going to expect surprises to come up. Yes? Because some people might be like, we are the dawn of this thing, but why will not get that? I don't know. That as auditors and that as for the
Complete based on merit.
No. But I imagine there's always going to be next year, and it's not even uncommon, even globally speaking, across whatever industry it is. Not everybody can get their award, especially not the first time. But there's of course enough room for us to, reach out to people that we can, and most importantly, like they say, it's the thought that counts. So we want to give people a fair chance to be able to, like we said, go and apply for it. Get nominated. People vote. The judges, play their part. It's audited, and we get the results. By next year, we can always have another go at it, and so on and so forth. And I think that's the key thing. As long as people are ready for what we have coming up. And like someone has said, we have our hashtag Loma loaded. This sort of thing. And I think that's a really great play on word. Typically, I would have thought I'm the poet in the room, but apparently not. Because when you think about it, because it means two things. It means Loma is loaded because there's a lot to expect.
Yeah.
And by the time Loma happens, it's no longer loading. It's loaded.
With the excellence this is bringing, next year will be powerful. It will be powerful.
We're looking forward to it. And so now, Olamide, thinking about some of the conversations we've had previously, we talked about, the categories that we have called the OH Legendary Award / Hall of Fame, which all of it spoke to people who have played very pivotal roles, like to the foundation of the industry. But one of the categories that we have now is a Rising Star. So when you think Rising Star pertaining to this, award, what comes to mind? How do you understand that, and what does that even mean to you?
Thank you for that question. Personally, I feel that Rising Stars are the new geeks coming into the industry, joining the previous ones that we have had, and bringing their own new touch to the industry, bringing entirely new initiative, technology to the industry, making it different from the regular kind of way. The strategy is different. The focus is different. In fact, what they are even pushing to their target audience is different. Let's just call them advertising technology people. Let's just call them that because it's actually different from the normal.
I think that's well said. Because when we think of Rising Stars, we're looking at people who are, just hitting the mark consistently, doing a job that is really outstanding. And for that reason, we see that there's a trajectory that they are on, which means potentially these are the people who are the legends of tomorrow, so to speak. And I think that's a very beautiful category to have. But one other thing that comes to mind about the categories that we have, and just looking at maybe some of the ones that are close or synonymous to some other ones, and what I'm speaking to is the iconic structures that we have. So how is that sufficiently different from our long-standing structure?
I see that question. You should direct it to me.
I'm directing it to you. That's why my eyes are directed at you.
Something might be longest and existing for a long time, but it might not be iconic.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Or something might be within the short period, but the impact and the uniqueness and the iconic nature of it is there. So longer standing and functional is different. Let me explain what we mean by the long functional structure. There are some structures that have existed over years. Some are up to 10, 15, 20 years. But over years, they lose their value because remember, we're dealing with the landscape. We're dealing with the landscape on our dustbin. So what it means is that the environment changes, the landscape changes, structures come up, environment, growth, expansion, different things happen. So development happen. And when these things happen, they affect some board. The board that might be super today might not be super tomorrow. That's right. So, but there's some board that have been there. That's what they say, longest standing and functional. They're having their value they were set up for. Initial stage, you get. So when these are people who look at what are those boards that have been there, they've impacted over years, they've maintained that functional value they have, and they are lasting for a long time. So these structures are there, and that's why we'll be able to pick. And this is why it's not left for public. This is not about public voting right now. It's about all the entries we have under that. We've reviewed them to say, the judges look at them, look at in terms of when they were built, what was they built for? Are they still serving the purpose each day? These are the longest standing, and they're still functional in their what they were built for. Therefore, iconic. we say it's iconic of the decade. That means
Every decade, yeah.
we're looking at about 10 years. You were built for something in terms of the impact and the boldness and how the sort of was built for. And over the years has been standing the same. Some of them. Some have come in, they came and wiped up the other ones.
They upgraded.
Yeah. But some, how they were built over time, in there and they remain iconic. So that's why we need to be able to recognize the structures. Recognizing them, if you know that you need to upgrade, you need to upgrade it to become more powerful. But we doesn't let you know that some of those guys have invested their money, their resources, their time in taking out of box to create something powerful, and it still exists over 10 years. And that's thinking has been there. So these two legacies categories need to be
very. I mean, I think it's clear as day now. You know, when you say it that way. And one of the things that I'm thinking about, maybe just for, you know, and I always say this is for the benefit of people who are watching and are newer to the industry. And Olamide, from your perspective, especially being as somebody who's also worked extensively in the past, actually marketing boards and trying to get, you know, brilliant placements. Why is it important that a board be iconic? Like, this is just your own opinion. You know, to say, if I could build a board tomorrow, why don't I just do something regular, something nice, simple, efficient? Maybe there's a chance that's even more cost effective. Maybe, let me not say cost effective, maybe just say it's cheaper. You know, but I could do that, or I could go out of my way to say, hey, I should think about something that really stands out and does a few things and has a few bells and whistles. So in your opinion, why is it important that, you know, boards are iconic? They could have been static, they could have been regular. Why should we spend and make the extra effort to make a board iconic?
First of all, the ambience around the board. It's different. We can't lie. We can't lie about it, sincerely. And especially when you have good creatives to, you know, to showcase the brand, it will come out. And by so doing, you would always get, that board will stay. The client will stay. Then you will always get referrals back. It sells itself. It makes work easier for business developers. You don't have to, you know, iconic boards sell themselves. I don't have to talk, waste my tongue, my saliva on this, that.
I can't afford it.
Do you understand? Man, except you don't have the spend, actually. And then, of course, you'll be able to get your analytics, real-time information about the board and all of that. So, I mean, it's one of a kind.
Okay, so see, guys, it's not just for me. We're saying, if you have a chance to do something, do it well. If you can build a board, make it iconic. Let's do something that actually does move the needle forward a little bit. And just talking about our categories, Kingsley, I'm thinking, you know, that we have one more called the Digital Screen Network OH Company.
Oh.
What does that even mean? You know, like, help us understand. We've talked about, you know, agile deployment for digital, you know, and static, you know. What's so different here? What does this category say to us?
So, network, just word network, connectivity, linking up different screens. So there are some persons who have number of screens, but they're not interconnected.
Okay.
Right? There are some persons who have several screen locations, but at one point they can control all, which means that OH company that has that capacity to connect with all their screens, no matter where they are, no part of the country where they are. It's not about having plenty number of screens. How are they interconnected? Which makes it seamless when you want to be able to,
deploy.
Yes, that is what we're talking about. So, which of that agency? That is what this is trying to do. And because we're trying to present, because it requires technology to be able to drive that. So that is why it is important that we recognize those who are using technology to drive our business. That is what does the hallmark of this particular category.
No, and I'm here for it because, and I think I've mentioned this in the last episode, maybe the one before, and I've said it, and I think it's worth saying yet again. OH Academy, by extension, Loma, is huge on innovation. We're big on having people make the effort to leverage technology, be it in the form of just capacity, the data available to us, the approach, you know, to building the boards, and the amount of value we can give both to the, you know, the customers, because in the end, it's important that while people spend the money that they spend, they're able to give. Exactly, it's measurable and it's very impactful.
Yeah.
You know, because the argument now starts to happen, you know, is outdoor still as valuable as it used to be? Should we just focus on digital? Is everybody online now? People have all those arguments, and I know that the one thing that trumps it more than anything else is the fact that as we go forward, we find newer ways to do things that we do. the last episode, Joel and I were just talking about the what did he call it? Call it the tri vision board. You know, so and that's something I learned. So you know, hey, Ojewumi is telling you there's education in here, and it's important. You know, so and for me, the point I'm just trying to make is that I feel like at every step of the way that these were people trying to be innovative in their approach. You know, and whether it's something as subtle as what you've said, being a network of LED screens, which, you know, who knows, this could also go into how content is deployed, maybe for some level of interactivity between how the screens operate. Now, of course, I'm not working for anybody or handling anybody's strategy, but I think that's, you know, free advice for anybody who's hearing that. If you did put your mind to it, there might be certain things that you can deploy that become exciting, you know, because of how the screens are interconnected. And that's something you can do to say, oh, hey, drive some kind of engagement, and that's the purpose. And hopefully in the coming years we see a lot more of that. I mean, I feel like at this point I'll be speaking for more than just myself when I say that part of our goal is to have people dare to do more.
That is the game.
You know, just dare to grow. And like you said, you challenge people so that when we're doing the second time around, the third time around, we have people who are doing even, you know, more outstanding content. Let's make these decisions harder to make. You know, like,
so we need to match the global share. That's the goal. We need to match the global.
You know, so
right on what you're.
Yeah, please go ahead.
There's a particular, I don't want to mention name because of my space. You know, for this digital LED, it's so important that if you're going to run a campaign, it could run at the same time. You can have your campaign run at the same time with 3 different kind of board. If you want the specific time, the time you want it to be run, the moment, the day, and you know everything will just start within the same time. That's the beauty of digital LED
technology.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about some of the cons that we know that we've sort of highlighted them, not necessarily like with a huge focus on them. When the course of our conversations in previous episodes, we've highlighted that, you know, it's possible that when people are trying to send materials far away from one city, a lot of things can happen, things get lost, issues, damages, you know, what have you, the risk involved in that. And I think with digital, in this case, we're looking at a lot less. We talked about the Agberos, and we made our small joke about having the Agbero award. You know, you know, the Agbero of the year. But I mean,
how about this digital network? I remember when we started with this thing, what's it called? The digital LED in the market. I remember those days you have to send the material. They will send us a soft file. You use your flash drive to go to. In fact, you have to go to the what's it called? The board itself and upload it. As back those days. No, but some people just have to take technology.
You can run it from everywhere.
My God, like I said, from everything. And that is just you. The next time we're looking at is I want to begin to see people to drive this kind of full deployment. We don't want to waste time. As long as the tech is there, let's leverage it. AI is coming up. AI is already in thing now, right?
Yeah.
How are we going to leverage this to better our industry? That's the question. And which is important because if you look at seamless execution of jobs and other things, that's where the essence of the artificial intelligence, so you don't have to stress yourself in a couple of areas and all those stuff. So I think that category is important. We recognize them so that those who are investing their money in technology will understand that we are seeing you. That is it, that people appreciate what you're doing. That is just.
I think that sums it up. That sums it up very nicely. And similar to how I've asked everybody else about their perception about Loma the first time they heard about it, the question I have for you is, if you could say what your one big dream / goal for Loma is, like this can be like in the grand scheme of things, what would that be for you? Like, what's that thing? What's your moonshot?
I want this Loma idea to be emulated globally. Reason is, I know there might be, right? But I'm yet to see, maybe because of my exposure, I've not seen a lot of them. But for a friend of mine to call me from US and say, Kingsley, give me the prototype or give me your templates. I want to replicate this in US. So that tells you that if as a US market will ask for this, that means it's not something that's they found. And I wanted one of the media one that called me said, Kingsley, I want Loma to become an African award. I said it's going to be an African award. And I thought it was going to be an African award to you, but to me, I want it to be a global award. And Loma is going to get there. That is what we're working towards. But what I'm not saying, I need the support. My team and I, we need the support of everybody in the industry, from the regulatory bodies, from the associations, from individual partners, from individual persons, from agencies, and all the sectoral bodies of the industry and everybody. We need your support. Because what we're trying to drive is that change that will make us match the global space in that advertising. That is just the goal. So that is
I think that's beautifully put, and I'm certain that with the path that we are on
and with the awareness,
of course,
crazy,
the energy.
I mean,
I don't know. So like, when I was hitting, like now we're on. Today, I just checked. As at the last time I was just checking, we are over 22 online publications, 2 offline prints. So I didn't expect this level of awareness. And whilst we try to talk to 1 or 2 persons to help us publish this and communicate, the rest picked up and said, "This this is something what's
supportive." And I mean, like I said, that's beautiful, and that's the work that we're doing. That's the work that we want to continue to do. And we're saying that for all of us here at OH Academy, all the way down to Loma, we're saying if you're out there watching this right now, get your tickets. It's 29th of September. And don't forget, there's still so much more that we're doing. The website is going to pop up on the screen. Visit, see what we're doing, explore, be part of it, support in your way. But remember that the goal is for us to continue to grow, continue to educate ourselves, and recognize people who are doing great work. But I'll be lying if I didn't say that it's slightly heavy heart that I'm going to have to say goodbye for the last time for the show today. But at the same time, it's bittersweet because it's a great journey, content I've been proud to be a part of, and we know that this is literally the road. So thank you so much, Kingsley.
Thanks, man. That's
Olamide,
thank you.
Good to have you here. And it's great that we closed out the way we did. But I mean, like I said, good morning, good afternoon, good night, from wherever you are across the world. This has been The Road to Loma.
Thank you.